Hello everybody and a very warm welcome back to my latest video. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. For those of you who have seen it, I was at the Haarlem Vinyl Festival and many of you got in touch with me if I could do a little recap video. And yes, here it is. I will split it in 3 segments, and actually the last footage I took is the first one I'm showing you. There was a little record fair in Haarlem, and of course I had to go there. I was only there for 20 minutes, but the rest of this I will tell you after we've seen some footage.
Hi. or
Hi.
this is mix. You can have a look. This is jazz expensive. Jazz.
Expensive.
Hä?
Keinen Rock'n'Roll.
Das ist alles gemischt. Das ist alles gemischt. Mixed, mixed, mixed.
Dann weiß ich ja nicht, was dann
Niet goed gekomen daar hoor. Want het schijnt tot 11 uur mocht je daar staan voor laden en lossen. En dan gingen de paaltjes naar omhoog dat je niet meer wegkomt. Dat was iets griezelig. Ja, echt waar. Dat zal er wel zijn. Hè. Ik heb nogal wilde verhalen gehoord van iemand die naar Scheveningen gegaan was. En die was te laat. Die had dus betaald voor te parkeren, een betaalautomaat. En die was laat. En die had dus de klemmen op de wielen gezet.
Ja.
Dat hij niet meer weg kon.
Ik in de ochtend.
Ja, is een soort. Hier is een puur.
Multiplexing en dan die namaakplaten. Die namaakplaten vind ik niet leuk.
So I actually came here not to buy anything, just to have a look, and yeah. So I will be going now before I buy more. It's awesome. Might come back next year. Great selection, price-wise, it's okay. But thank you. Oh my god. Hold on. I had with me 13 euros. I didn't want to spend more money because I recently got many records and I said, so Nadine, you need to stop. And the thing was, I was walking through the bins and there was some nice records I found, and yeah, I was like, oh, this one is nice and this one. And the guy said, well, if you don't have cash, don't worry, we take PayPal. And I was like, oh, I need this, and that. And I tell you what, it's a horrible addiction. But I think I found some great records. And yeah, let's show it with you. This one I will show you the last. So I got the Black Stone Affair. The Black Stone Affair is a project which came up on Bandcamp. And it's a long lost soundtrack to a Western movie. Actually, this story is totally made up. It's a kind of library music. This is the gatefold. I got it for 13 euro. I couldn't say no. It's actually a pretty funky soundtrack. I wish they would have put more effort, at least from my taste, to make it sound like a really old recording, like a recording from the 70s. It sounds very clear and sounds like it had been recorded just recently. So yeah, but it's funky, and for 13 euros you get really I got a really great record. And I think if you find it on Discogs or on eBay, it will be around 20 euro. And I think there's also a version which includes a 45. This one didn't, but yeah, like I said, you get a funky soundtrack with library music and a totally made up story. I like this because also here in the gatefold, they're getting into the Western movie, which actually never was. So the Black Stone Affair, and by the way, look at that cover. I totally fell in love with the cover. I love the font of this. This is just great. And yeah, I kept the price taggers. How could I let you get away? Tony Douglas 1982 for 15 euro on all of these records. I got a little discount, which I found was pretty nice. So here is the record. It's a nice 80s record, actually. I never heard of him before. He's from Canada. It's a nice one. If I see a gospel record, especially from the late 70s, I need to have it. And this is See You in the Rapture, the Sensational Nightingales. 20 euro for this one. I couldn't say no to Edwin Starr and Blinky. I mean, I want her glasses. I so want her glasses. This is for 10 euros in very good shape. A no-brainer for me to get that. You have seen the footage, and on the last seconds I went to a booth and said, oh my god. He had on a wall Joanne Garrett in very good condition, Kim Tolliver, and also Tom Brooks, the German version. And the pricing was a little high, but there was a record I saw and that caused me to say, oh my god, was this one, Martha Bass, Rescue Me. This is a brilliant gospel record. She changed the words from the Fontella Bass, from the Fontella hit Rescue Me to a gospel version of Rescue Me. And this is great on the Checker label. I love the Checker label, so everything I see from Checker I kind of immediately buy. It's not the cheapest one to get, but this was in stunning condition and I kind of got a good deal on this. So these were my finds, and when I got, did I miss something? No. When I got home, I had delivery from Vinyl Me Please. I did some swapping for this month. That wasn't really actually something I liked. So I got the Salsoul Orchestra Anthology #1 in Lemon Bust. Vinyl. I show you. I have the hype sticker. Here's the hype sticker. And the hype sticker says exclusive Lemon Bust vinyl NYC session band, including the MFSB, and the title track or the track Dance a Little Bit Closer. So part of the Philadelphia international group moved to Salsoul to the mid to late 70s because of financial discussions and all of this. So here it is, the Sunburst yellow. So that's why Salsoul in the late 70s became one of the leading disco dance labels, because they were highly influenced by people like Bunny Siegler, who switched to Salsoul. So first choice was a big Salsoul act. So yeah, you can't, in my opinion, go wrong with anything from Salsoul at that time. So that's what I got. It's not analog, it's been done digitally, I think. I've also seen, what I included in here is you get these stripes where you get also an advertisement for first choice, and the Salsoul Anthology Volume 2, which I also want to get. So these were the records I got. What else? I've had the opportunity to listen to a discussion from, well, it wasn't actually a discussion, from Lloyd Starr from Discogs, who was talking about numbers and facts. At the end, you had the opportunity to ask some questions. I couldn't film his whole discussion because I wasn't sure if this was okay, but then everybody kind of took pictures and took footage. So I said, okay, come on, I'll do that as well and share that with you. And at the end, I also asked him a question about the scamming situation at Discogs. So I would say, let's have a look.
Manually, to add stuff, to find stuff. They go down these deep rabbit holes and spend hours and hours on the site, and also put their collections on for sale. And we have 714 million items in collections right now. And one stat that's not up there is there's about 70 million products globally available for sale on the platform at this moment. I like to keep data really simple, and so every 4 seconds a record sold on Discogs is a better way to think about this. So our data isn't the complete industry, but it's a really strong sample set of what's going on in the space. So we're going to take a quick look at what has changed and maybe what hasn't changed. And what we decided to look at was 2019 and 2023. So all of our comparisons are 2019, 2023. Everybody saw this COVID bump in their businesses. Everybody was at home. A lot of records were moving at a much faster rate. It's spawned all of the record pressing plants, including one I and some partners are opening in Denver this year. But it's starting to stabilize out. And it's coming out a little bit different than it started. And I find what we're seeing, at least on Discogs, to be pretty encouraging, actually. So if you look at the age of the community, in 2019, we had less folks on the fringe. So we're seeing the younger generation. It says 18 to 24 there, but I know for a fact that even younger than that are buying records. And then older, so 65 plus, are starting to grow 5%. And to kind of illustrate this with a couple stories, really sample set of one. I have a daughter who turned 13 this year, and for her birthday, one of her friends bought her a record. It's really cool. She's got a little Victrola Rev Go in the corner, and a little listening station, and she has her listening ritual, and she's listening to records. She's 13. Okay. Her friends who are 13 are going into record stores and buying records. They're seeing this as really fun and interesting thing. Then when I look all the way to the other side, which is a few generations deep, her grandfather is getting back into vinyl too. He had a huge collection. He had a bunch of Beatles records. He probably should have or given away, quite frankly. But now he wants to get back into it because he's creating this bond, this very human thing. And I think we talked a little bit of the kind of sonic archaeology that Kevin started, where we're gonna go get and make sure that this data stays and lives on. And then there's this sonic anthropology that's happening as well, which is what is that connection through music that everyone's getting, because we all have a little box at home that can stream any album we want with just an ask. But there is this compelling growth, and it's across the board in the vinyl format. So then we look at gender. The numbers don't look staggering here, but if you know, over COVID, a lot more collectors came into the market. So this is a percentage of a much larger group than we had in 2019 and 2023. And what we're seeing is a shift that is becoming a more diverse set of buyers as well. So it's, especially if we look farther back than 2020, which was the only data we had on this, it was very male skewed. And now we're seeing more women coming in and buying records, and that is really exciting to see that we're able to reach a wider audience, and everyone's getting involved. It's not just this thing that a bunch of dudes are doing anymore. No surprise, right? Black vinyl in the secondhand market, it reigned supreme for a very long time. But with the addition of color vinyl coming out, we're seeing the popularity growing, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise. We'll get into this a little further down, but if you look at all the new stuff that's coming out, it's very kind of fan-based. It's an interesting collector's item. And if you look at the growth sectors of the younger generation coming into the market, we're seeing them very interested in artists, very interested in a collector's item, and then getting into their first record, or first few records through that fandom. And so there's a growth from 2019 to 2023 of the vinyl on this cover, which has like all the records, right? So we have all the old records, and we have some of the new ones that are flooding the market, but we're still seeing a growth in the segment for color, which I think has to do more with collective. Reissues have grown in popularity as well. We're all seeing that. We're all opening plants because of that. But it's pretty staggering. In 2019, 37% of the top 100 sold on Discogs were reissues, and now it's 53%. And so we're seeing it, the younger generation and the older generation are very interested in buying something that's new, that's old, right? So you got this huge shift in diversity, age, and what they're buying. It's what we're putting out. So that's reassuring. In 2019, the average new record that came out on our platform had about 5.5 variants. And that has grown to median in 2023, 8 variants. Now, the data is wild to look at. Metallica had, if you counted all of the vinyl and cassettes that they put out there was one that had 47 different variants. And it's getting consumed. People want it. Some people are buying more than one variant, as we're seeing with the super fans of, say, Taylor Swift or Lana Del Rey. But we're also seeing that it's used to find a wider audience. Okay. Another story. My son, who's 8, is very excited about Metallica. He wants me to buy Metallica records now, but he believes they are that band from Fortnite. So, yes. It was a good learning moment for all of us. But you can see the artists are really becoming quite innovative about how they're reaching all those generations, and then they're putting out products for them. So it's a smart move. This is really about the fandom side of this. we're still collecting data, but what we're seeing and what we believe is happening, so I'm going into kind of conjecture hypothesis here, is that the younger generation and the older generation is getting the reissues, other variants, and that's getting them back into the game. And then these emerging record collectors are starting to buy more things. And so we have some data, I wasn't able to prepare it in advance for this, but we have some data that shows that they're adding to their collections more than just the Taylor Swift version or the 8 Taylor Swift versions that they got, but they're actually buying other records as well. So the growth sectors that we're seeing in diversity of gender and diversity of age is turning into real collectors who are starting to have over 10 records annually. So then the last thing we wanted to look at as well, Discogs, niche audience, collectors, people who are very interested. What's going on with our top selling records? And in 2019, our top selling records were all male artists. And in 2023, our top selling records have 5 female artists that have joined the ranks. And so we're seeing a shift, very exciting moment. So, happy to answer any questions about any of this data. We kind of were pulling it together last week for this. But again, it's growing in diversity, growing in age. New is working, variants are working. There's probably a shadow side to too many variants, too many new things. But that those collections are growing and the popularity is changing and shifting the dynamic of what people are consuming, as you see here in this slide. So, questions? No? Cool. Well, thanks everybody for, sorry, I was too fast. I can't see anything, by the way. I just don't want something else there. Yeah, go ahead.
You may not notice my deep diving, but of the variants, you would know solid color variant or like a special, splatter variant or anything like that?
Yeah, so actually I have an opinion here, and it's based off of what I'm seeing with the person that we're opening, plus the data from Discogs, because I'm also working with the guys at BNP Player. The market is getting flooded with unremarkable records, and when I say that, it's like, lower quality, like lots and lots of different color variants, and they're not all getting consumed. And you're seeing them sit on the shelves at Target and Urban Outfitters and so forth. So I think there is the right thing for the right audience, and so your demand planning and what you put into the packaging that comes with it, not always just a color variant, will become really important for the folks who see this as a collector's item. And so, seeing a lot of innovation in the colors that are out there, seeing a lot of cool things going on. And so, I don't know that I have like an answer, you should just, do this or that, but I think there's too much of one thing. And so I predict we will shift a little more into collector's items and a little farther away from just color variants as being the difference between versions. And I've seen cool booklet things and different packages coming out now. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Any other questions? You'll just have to speak up because I can't see.
7-inch. Are there any 7-inch variants?
Ooh.
7-inch.
Kevin, would you know the answer to that?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. It is the fact that it's not in this deck means it's probably not anything that's driving the majority of the data. Are there people who buy 7 inches? Yes. Are there people who buy 45? People who get CDs? There are different kind of sectors of niche collectors that look for different things. But if I'm looking at kind of a global view of vinyl, I would say 7 inch is probably not shifting anything in any meaningful way. But that's a conjecture, I guess.
We all say it, right?
Yeah. Good. Good.
Absolutely fascinating. Thank you very much. Would you be able to share the slides with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the plan that
presentations is shared.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question, sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm here, I'm on your right. Thank you. So first of all, thank you very much for the information. That was tremendously well done. Discogs is having many issues, at least in my opinion, with scammers.
Yes.
So what are your plans to do something against this?
Yeah, so we've done a lot actually. We shut down the ability for new sellers to come on board while we're combating it. And we've added a bunch of enterprise software. So the challenge, and this is industry-wide, I'm a software developer background, AI, bots, machine learning has made it really easy for fraudulent accounts to be created. And so we're adopting best practices in industry standard. And actually, I think in the next few weeks, or next few days, we're gonna start bringing some sellers on. But the mechanisms for verifying them are much stricter. And so, you know, this is probably gonna slow down the number of people who join, but it'll be an overall better experience for everyone. So yes, actually day one of my job was like, I walked out of a plane and just hot humidity hit me, which was the scamming that was going on. And so we immediately started to address it. And I have a background in fraud mitigation, so they get very serious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question from the front row.
Yes.
Sorry, I came late. You already said it. Did you regard the sales prices of used records, how they developed over these years of the pandemic? So I have the feeling that the prices are pretty high.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
So inflation is increasing the price because postage is going up for everyone. And then folks who are becoming a little more keen on what their collections are worth are starting to command a higher price for those records. But there's still, you know, you have your wide range of versions of records and different grades that come at different prices. But yes, we're seeing it go up just like anything else, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So from a pressing plant standpoint, it would be great, and I don't know if you have any plans in making it easier for us to tag ourselves
Yes.
in the each entry, because right now I noticed that our plant gets tagged on stuff that we didn't press, and we don't get tagged on
Yeah.
stuff that we're really proud of. So
Yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah, I'll be here, let's chat about that. I'm like happy to explore that for sure. Yeah. Anything we can make it easier and more accurate is top priority. Any other questions? No. Cool, well, thanks for your time.
I also had the opportunity to visit Record Industry. It's a large record plant, pretty famous, which is also located in Haarlem, and that was a blast. You have to be aware that it was very noisy in that plant, so I'm sorry for the noise you will hear. I tried my best to capture the voices. There were certain parts where we were not allowed to film or to take pictures because they were just producing records which haven't been announced yet, and we just literally walked through all these titles. So therefore, not everything could be included in that video. So yeah, let's watch it.
No, it's the same owner, so we bought the DM in Netherlands.
Are all important persons. Really. Soort van. Yeah. Okay. My colleague Rinus, he will explain you about what's happening in the studio over here. Your time is starting now. 10 minutes.
Well, welcome in the Artem studio. We built a studio only about 6 years ago. Because we like to do a bit more in audio world than we did. We have 2 production rooms downstairs with a lacquer and a DMM lathe. What we're gonna do more for the customers, and we say to the customers, we even non-stop shopping. I can bring their audio to the release department, their artwork, and then you get a nice vinyl. and we make the artwork, but we also bring a guitar with you. We can do the recording also, and we can direct to the disc. And that's a specialty what we try to earn here. And you see, we have a label, it's a Nigeria. They already did, 15, 16 releases. It's worldwide music from Nigeria to Brazil, Spain, everywhere. It's a world music label, and we like very much to do that. Also, many groups from from Hungary, Jabe, which is one of the best performers we ever had here in the studio. How does it work? The direct disc? Well, we put the group in the studio. We do all the maintenance on all the colors we make on the microphones. We make the mix. When you get the mix, we go to the Marshall tool. And from the Marshall tool, we go to the groove. And it sounds easy, but it's a hell of a job. We're going to do the two. My colleague always assists me to do it with the two of us. One of the problems with the direct disc is when I have a product from a customer, I put the audio in the system, we start the machine and start the space bar and it's starting. Now we have to start a band. So some don't like it. So I make a board, it's a band, a point band. At the top of the window there is a signboard. When I put the light on, there's a signboard recording. So I said, I start the machines, and when the sign is burning, you have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, the tower. Okay. So let's do it. So we start the machines, I wait, the light on, they start playing, and the first thing what I see is, they're really, really nervous. They think when it goes wrong, because you have one chance, we cannot dub things, we cannot. You make a direct disc, you make one recording, and that's what in one time good. You can do a second one, but often. Who it is, the most famous artist, they're so nervous. I can see that there is a straight. So we let them run. And after a while we stop. We said, we have it, but stay. We do another one to be sure that you have the list one. Okay. Start the machine again, put the light on, and then they think, we have them already. And then we have the good pure solution with the light. Then they play a second play. Or the first one, we throw away. And the second one is most of the time the first parts we are using. Equipment. We have equipment from the 50s, from 50 years old. The Scully light with a real mono head. We hear some of them like that. I think and then blue phenomenon. Yeah, orthophone. Yeah, linguistics. That's when you want to cut real mono recordings, the only thing you can do it in the right way is do it with mono equipment and a mono cutter head. They are not so much available here fun. So, and then you can hear how good mono can sound on a real mono installation. It's all tube. The amps are tube. Is rack. Is tube. And I tell something about the above console. This is a dual. We have a shareholder, and we shareholder from the studio. And he likes to buy things for us. And then he came with this console. I said, "Do you have something with it?" Come on. They built RCA. They built 3 of these consoles. And this is one from the Detroit, maybe from Sun Studios. We have a picture that Elvis is leaning. Oh yeah, on one of the 3 consoles. So I don't know if this one was not important, but this is the console where they made the big Motown hits. Okay, we have some 1950, and maybe before. Yeah, that's 6 channels mono. This kind of equalizer that they use, I have the same in the other computers. I know that they use it, so we try to get it, and we don't expect that we can make the mono sound hits as before because that's special, but we can come to it. A lot of customers likes it. Now sound unbelievable. When we have a band, we need more, of course. So we asked the audio to like the console, 16 into out. It's also tube. What's that? Hopefully tube. So after look in, then we can go to the Studer C37, which is also a tube machine. So this whole line is tube, and that gives such a good sound. Yeah, and of course we also have the modern Pro Tools, 192 channels. Don't know what to do about it, but it is there. It's, the the mastering tools, the best there is, sounds so amazing great. And then the cutting lathes, it's a lacquer lathe, that's the DMM lathe. And I show a small cut for you. The traditional way of cutting is, of course, in the lacquer. This is an aluminium plate with a bit of lac on it. It just looks like a bit shoe lac. Only Mr. Neumann, that's the builder of the consoles, said when you cut very high amplitudes with a lot of high frequencies, the high frequencies are the smallest points in the groove, you get the rugfader effect. It means that it goes a bit back because it's plastic. And when you listen then, it's marginal, it's not much, but as an engineer, you said, we still want to have it, so we fight my whole life against that. And the industry doesn't, there are no complaints, but we know it is there. In 81, there was, maybe you know how they call that thing, that small disc. The compact disc. So to come the compact disc, we're so happy. But Norman said, okay, I must do an update because I don't want to lose the war in the industry. And then he decides no lac anymore, but metal. So he made another cutter head with a diamond, and he said, make also a plate and do with a copper layer. It's the same way of cutting, only when you cut here a very high frequency, doesn't feather back, it's metal, so you don't lose the top part. So when you cut in DMM, you keep the freshness of recording. You don't lose anything, and that's what you hear. Customers are very happy, companies are happy, groups are happy. So it's an update for the industry years ago. The only thing is you cannot cut everything on DMM because people say, "Oh, why don't you cut everything on DMM?" It's not possible. We have the guys from the dance industry, and when they came, they said, "Hey, can we cut louder?" Oh, yes, of course. And again, more bass, yes, more bass. And that's possible on the lacquer because it's soft and you can make a big wide groove in a lacquer. But in metal, you cannot cut it very big and wide. So for the high-end quality items, we use normally most of the time a DMMer. And for the dance and old rock and roll, but sound better on lacquer, we use a lacquer. And for instance, classical piano, when you have a classical piano concert and a pianist plays really hard on the midtones, that gives a signal, it gives a bit metallic sound. The customer line, every industry hears it. So for some things, it's not usable, but for the most pop, it's, I'll show you the bits. It's very good. Right.
That's something I'm the one who just dip into it. You think it always like, I guess, True. You think sure? Yeah. You can tell me. Sure, I don't think they say. I can screw you, babe. Is it more to? Wherever they can here. Can you do this, there to this week? And then, I'll feel here with it sound and metal as a source. Yes, see, I tell not this stuff and creative music tools to really keep that stuff. I'm going to try to do it from group. And from. So what you hear now is in the groove. I don't believe it. It's in it.
No, I was just wondering if it was an all analog production or if it has digital steps.
No, complete analog.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard that.
They didn't do it. It's real.
No, I believe you.
You believe me now?
I believe you now.
You the fine, isn't it?
You know, it's the starters from when you Stanton. So, I'm going to interpret. It's used a lot in names from that. That's why most engineers we got without the bill. It's honest, it's factory sealed. The frequency you attack, so it's not push up heights along. It is as it is. When you lose heights, you lose heights. Because we have to work to know what's different there. Yeah.
But it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And when you
the recording is amazing, and then sound on the DMN when I first cut it in sunlight level, and then they play that directly behind there. So I don't know. We don't play against. We get the signal direct there from the console to the amps, sort, but that's that parts there. Yeah, and for the amps, those photo. We have to look further. But we have solid pro. That really is important, probably not really much.
Not exciting.
No. That happened.
High quality control.
The quality control. We will stay out of the room, so we have to make a little bit space for each other so that everybody can see what's the thing. This is the quality control department. Very important for us, of course, because quality is standing high in our level and we want to keep it as high as possible. And the quality control is doing several checks on several moments. The first step what we have is that we have the test pressing. We don't press any records without that the customer will get the test pressing. But first, of course, when we pressed it, we need to check it ourselves. So they check the complete test pressing. And it's not that they sit down and relax and think, oh, this is going to be a well-selling album. No, they have to check really technical. Because you need to hear if there is a tick, a click, an error in the audio, if there's skipping or things like that. But we also check if the tracks are in the correct sequence, how it should be. If they say, okay, it's approved, then we send the test pressing over to our clients, and then it's their thing to check the test pressing. And if they also approve it, then we can continue pressing the rest of the finished order. Further on, we have got that they do several checks also during the pressing period. So they take from the press, for example, if the Dark Side of the Moon is on the press, they take it from the press, check if the audio quality is still good enough, because a stamper, after several kind of pressings, the quality is getting worse, so we need to put in a new stamper. So that's also what they check, and they check all the print work what we get in, all the labels, all the jackets, all the stickers, all the inserts, posters, everything what we got printed. It's coming in and they are checking it. But for example, it's happening, M&M, I know, the tracks on the vinyl is not corresponding with the tracks on the jacket. It's already for years. Yeah, they now finally decided that they have delivered us new artwork. So from now on, Curtain Calls is having the correct information. But yeah, it's happening. And at that moment, Universal Music said to us, oh yeah, we know the problem, but we just continue it. But we pressed already a couple of thousands, and now they said, okay, well, it's a well-selling album. But your responsibility. It's not our, we mentioned it because we spotted it. We spotted the problem. And they said, well, yeah, you just continue. We know about it, but we need to keep going. But now, finally, years after that, because we had a note in our system, track listing is not corresponding. And now, actually, just a couple of months ago, they decided to bring new artwork. Yes, but definitely, yeah. Okay, that's quality control. Are there?
This is that part. Yeah, we go left.
That's the small archive.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, look at this.
It's a nice decoration.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just a picture wallpaper.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to the galvanic department where it is allowed to take pictures or make movies. When we made the cutting from the lacquers, actually each release what we have, we couple the catalog number of the client to our own record industry number. We punch in with a machine our record industry number. the catalog number of the client, and the A or the B side. What's your job at Deep Close?
Social media.
Ah, okay. So you are making all the movies. You're good. We should do it the same. More. I saw it just the half of. Yeah.
So you're doing the outer groove now. So what we see on the outer groove on the record is being done with
On the inner groove. On the inner groove, we punch in the record industry number, the catalog number, A and B side. And sometimes we also get questions from the customers if we can write in some text.
Yeah.
What we can.
Exactly, like it's by hand.
That we do by hand. Yeah, the text we put in by hand. We have got a small machine for it actually to do it on a nice way. But we do that in by hand, and we say about 30 ditches what is possible to put in, but it depends a little bit on how big your mirror is.
How long does a lacquer last? Can I play it like years or?
Lacquer you actually can't play because the material is really thin. So if you play it, you will destroy the lac layer. Actually, also the development from a lacquer, it's just once. But that I will explain you also later on. So it's, the lacquer, there are lacquers which you can play several times, but that are DJ lacquers. It's a thicker material and you can play for 10 times. At the production lacquer, it's not possible to play it. Sometimes you can check them. We have a special needle to do it, but it's not good for the quality of the lacquer. Normally also, if there is a problem in the stage, we check the positives. But I will tell you about that now.
Is this the mother, the father, and?
Yes, for positive, negative. The father, the children. The galvanic department. Before we can press the vinyls on the pressing machine, we have to make the stampers. That's by galvanization, so electrolyze. There is a liquid inside with small tiny nickel bullets. As due to the electrification, the nickel will hit the lacquer. Not true that quickly, because the lacquer does not guide the electricity. So the first step, what we need to do is to place a little thin silver layer on top of the lacquer. And from that moment, it's possible to have the electricity on it and you can do the galvanization. So they put on a spindle the lac plate with a little silver layer, they close it, there is electricity going in, and then the nickel, they slowly put them off and give on the lacquer. Finally, you've got a copy like this. And we peel it off, and at that moment, you can't use the lacquer anymore. A lacquer can only be used for making one copy. At that moment, you've got a positive plate. Normally you can say, okay, we can press the record from it, because it's a copy of the positive audio, it's a negative music. So if you make another copy of this one, you've got positive audio, so you can press files of it. The problem is when you place this one into your pressing machine, and there will be something going wrong and you will destroy it, you can't make another copy of the lacquers. So that will mean needs to make a recut. We have got one client who is asking us to press directly from this material, and they are aware of the fact that that might cause any problems, that we can press 700, 1000 records, and then it's completely gone. But actually we need to make another copy. So we put them back into the bath, again the same, the liquid, nickel, and you've got another copy. But now you've got a copy which is positive, so you can play the music, So if you press a record from it, it's a negative. So in that case, we need to make another development. And finally, we have the stamper, which is normally also a flat sheet like this. And then it will be turned and folded into the blocks which we have in the pressing machine. Each pressing plant is having its own pressing blocks. They work with their own profiles. So, for example, deep roofs, they can't use our shaped stampers. But what they can use is if we send them the positives, and they can make their own development for a stamper.
We had boys.
The stamper is going to be shaped, the hole in the center is going to be punched nice and directly into the middle, because if it's not in the middle, we have a problem. But that should be noticed in the test pressing stage.
So it's like from 1 to...
Yes, from lacquer,
then the
positive, negative stamper, yeah.
But you also keep a record in master spins.
We keep, yes, of course, yeah. But sometimes when other pressing plants are asking, or the customer is asking if we need to send material, we can send the copy we have. But for example, Warner Music, we make copy and we send that over so that we also can still press the records. The copper plate, the big difference here is also it's not only audio-wise better, but for the copper, it's a thicker material, and it is also possible to make directly the electrolyze, so we can grow directly the stamper. So we can forget these two steps.
Which is an improvement in audio quality.
Yes.
We make
from the metal, we can make directly the stamper from the TMM.
Was it?
And the TMM can be used several times.
Say several, how many create that package?
Depends a little bit on how many stampers you grow, have to make of it. But for example, Dark Side of the Moon, there we go again. 25,000 until 50,000 copies can be made out of one set. So we are asking all the time already. We don't cut it over here. It's been cut in the States by Bernie Gradman. So we are asking all the time already for backup material, so that we can continue the production and not need to wait. Dark Side? Yes. Yeah, it does. Yeah. And now different versions, because there is the 50th anniversary now, and there is a light version. But yeah, we press now 1.7 million for that.
The final stamper you also call a possible.
No, it's a negative. We cannot. The grooves are on top of it, and you can't play it, so it's a negative set.
Not true.
So
I think that my colleagues want to show you how they peel off.
Since the time, let's give it a five. Now, that's good. That's great. I'm careful, I'm not like a bit. Hello. Hi. You don't fight. Get ready for televotes? How do you think that? It's fun. A cherry glass. We have to blood. I just in his place. That one, he didn't slip. True. Yeah, it's the awesome good. I mean, I'm kunnen met bij de nation. Live worth wolf en dat. Ja, dat wil ik zo lang worden. So one more. Tonight I'm in the city fine like where you have I by the gold of fact fast we up I not going to song. Oh no. Fast and exo is gonna go for do showing on you. Swerving down. How much start we like all the way. It's going to post like the ticket station in the thing like you like sorry. No. I put it hacky to it. Sorry I get the doors. So that you give us like all half. King shit, so damn it, you just did high, this is day that.
Are we still allowed to film?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Only at the end, at finishing my part.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So.
Machine department.
This is Thomas's.
Yeah, Thomas.
3. If he could live here, he could build a warzone.
They're very important, of course. But yeah, sometimes the machines will break down and you need to rebuild them again. And we are working on getting in new machines.
see proofs how Adam comes out. The two ladies, no. Ja, de allerlei steentjes kan er sinds ik ja, dat is een English sound covered. Als ik heb ik die toen heb ik daar. Time is maar klaar. Anyways, I got so film pleasure than all the that you know maybe. First went off. There's like back our years out. Yeah, that's the one that stopping over in the one on it is. It's interesting child yes. On the one side on the way. Station turn up but and you came up here pretty one because I was out in the final. Very free so that's cool but that's I know that was it. But I will and the fact it ends with pretty much where and I am like I heard it. I like my disconnect. I should consider go back and get a little later to the love. You got a little found to that. But he had also the song come up, you know, it's way older on the surf of it. Jelly, I mean, still in the other kitchen. And that's actually before it all. You got to do it. Well, you can go to the night. You know, you're told you get nothing. He said, I'll cover it with
a little kind of ice will be boxed. That this actually installs to your vinyls.
One money to book. If we have is it's like the only get up for one thing. So I just heard the wild the same time. Sorry, you that's straight roll. It's like it's other thing. Right. So what so oh that's right that's a lot to go there it's here that's right I remember this part that's China let's shoot but there's still bit of melody for that and the fence is straight going to the this up in this could have ended to the back end of the goodness, well, nice. You put up the gel. Oh, good, bring it out. Just do the whole thing up. I think that you've got it about the stuff. Hey, well, that's the right person. But with it, you're. No, it's looking at where and it really is like. It's something. It's about it, but it's something. How bad that. And how it's over there, she can hide. Wait, everything is so. One piece. Like it. Out. That's the mistake. I mean, it's launched or the way it took a few weeks to
and we have got the possibility that we can directly sleep the record station theater sleep.
I have a question about this. How about the warp record?
Yes.
I've heard that there needs to be a certain time of cooling before they're
correct.
Is enough time to cool to make sure they're not getting warped?
Yeah. Well, the first step is we press the records. We need to put that in flat, and we put that metal plate between them. So we after 4 or 5 copies, there's each time a metal plate to make sure that it stays strong. And then we put them in an area where we cool them down. And we cool them for at least 24 to 38 hours.
Thank you.
And if I might use him, I was not believing it. I think he actually was to drop him. It's supposed to be pulled that food. Well, got that. Got so steady. I didn't get any funds. Let's see if I can do with that. Let's find us. She is some man. I'm not small guns. He took the last 30 years. One of the rapids. And 6 months, I have to copy it for this reason. I thought I didn't know what to order. I'm speed of that. I don't order. Let's speed. This is really new. Yeah. Oh, and the planning is that we are both drinking 13 over concert. So we have got always a message almost stating it. I'm like, never did like first if I'm not like that. I'm dying here. But that's get no back. That's what's talking up. I'm fishing boat. Stay walking away with this. And we are now place just looking out for 2 big down dancing for the lunch. The only when it's foul because from the we can't step. They were very pleasant on the album. The same you show that so because I and all and like I'm like you see with on there that's right. So family is on to the time. The challenge eating that I thought it can use one big in the back of the art it really has me such a honor to be down. I mean I have are you listening there? Look down, speak down. Take the strong, I can take all the guys and what you see the book. The gas lady.
I'm just asking for a friend. You're not giving away one of these Daft Punk's Access records?
No. I'm obviously pretty boy to got that. Well, I'm anyway, sorry. Sorry. You know, so that's there's to going to Western side to now. That's it. Sorry. Not alright. But it's all
This is for school? Wow. Are you destroying the record?
Yeah, no. Label out.
Ah.
For use recycled materials, the records should be very clean.
Yeah.
And no paper should be in the granulate. So the press make it out. And yeah, slowly, you get that. You also have that machine now. But it's not the elements of the elegance. So in between there, come on, listen to the ball.
Wow. Thank you.
What that is?
Because first of all, there is a lot of demand, and actually, it's very nice product.
Then
I really love splatter vinyl when we don't make it.
it's a different still, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that all has to do with the fact that we indeed have all the machines on an automatic way. But yeah.
If there's a marble, can you stay set up the marble again? Or is it literally just marble?
Now, well, what we do, we mixture our colors, and you get a kind of plain lit, marble lit. Yeah. That's the only mixture what we do at the moment.
It's just one extract that they something into it up.
Yeah, well, we mix them into a large bunker. We drive the bunker to the press instead of the normally with the black material like this. It's going to be sucked up and thrown into the factory. And then on the press, they are going to be made with the extruder to the factory. With the colored mixtures or normal colored vinyl, we have got huge bunkers which we drive to the press. And when we mixture them, we know exactly which mixture we need to take. We've got a couple of examples on our website. We say to our customers, you need to take that one, because then we know it's 2 liters of white with 50 mils of yellow, for example.
Yes, guys. Nothing. Oh, I love things.
But yeah, splattered vinyl or multicolored vinyl, yeah, it's all handwork, but we need to do it.
I have a question. I've heard that metallic vinyl, if you have this kind of metallic silver and golden, is the sound quality-wise an issue?
No. There are a lot of questions about the quality of the colored vinyl, but I'm for sure that the people who are making the granulate, they're always let's say it like this. Colored vinyl can be sometimes sensitive for classical material, but the quality of the vinyl really should still be the same. And I'm not sure that our suppliers, but that's also for deep roots, they know what they do. And if it is black material or colored material, it's still both should be the same quality.
Thank you.
Even metallic. Even metallic.
I just asked that because I heard that the metallic vinyl setting issue sound issues. So
Yeah,
There's different, I guess, plastic suppliers.
we have some good suppliers. Yeah, one in the Netherlands and one from Italy. Yeah.
thank you.
Nee, niet. Maar met soort idee.
Ja, ik moet ze overnachten.
En het gaat zo
This is records rated around Japan.
If I regret them, input we should
So I can make a little bit of that there will be fine enough time.
Yeah, but please make sure that it has about hang material.
Then they have to
Ik had een discussie met een halve. Zij doet dat, ik kan zien die zit dan gewoon.
okay, you know, those yeah, like the some of the city. Yeah, this is worried on
The process are heated by steam. So here we warm up the water by gas. Then the steam is going to be transported through the press, and we use the steam for heating the blocks for the presser steam. So we've got two boilers working for creating the steam like an old locomotive. And yes, we are still a factory working on steam, which is quite amazing, I think. We've got like
the wise says me that.
well, you know,
My conclusion of this whole trip is just fantastic. I enjoyed every minute of it. I loved it. And I tried to make it also to making vinyl or the Haarlem Vinyl Festival by next year, because like I said, I met many people. I was honored to be also part of a discussion on stage, and that was also a fantastic experience. And I can't thank everybody enough at making vinyl for the invitation to do this and also have the opportunity to talk to many people. Also, you have seen my video on the record shelves open. They were present there as well, and I was very delighted about this, and I once again fell in love with these shelves all over. And I was asked by some of you if the shelves in the background are the ones from Opon. No, this is an IKEA Kallax shelf. I'm really thinking about getting one from Opon because they're just exactly like I wish a record shelf, at least for me, should be. But like I said, I'm kind of thinking about it. So if you like that video, thank you. Thanks for watching. And yeah, like I said, I just got home. I'm totally tired because everything was so excited. And yeah, I'm listening to my records by now. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.